and they are really good morning and welcome to From Recovery to Remission. My name's Linda. I'm a trauma recovery coach, and this morning we're going to look at characteristics of enmeshed families. And we're going to look at two different ways to come at resolving some of the issues in enmeshed families. Welcome and good morning from beautiful Brisbane, Australia. It's been a bit of a back to front morning, so my apologies, I was a couple of minutes late. How are you today? And how did you go, if you're in America, how did you go on your Memorial holiday? Apart from giving thanks, did you also remember to enjoy yourself and relax? Okay, so let's just start looking at what it means to be part of an enmeshed family and what being enmeshed actually means. So being enmeshed is a dynamic disorder where family members may not have set a set of boundaries and may not have established boundaries. So sometimes they might say, well, you can't do that, but they never bother actually putting it in place permanently. Members of an enmeshed family are often treated as equals. So adults treat the children as adults, or an adult may be seen as a child. So think of a set of circumstances where when you were the child, you are actually highly responsible for either those younger than you or those around you who were adults actually used to do things like sit down and tell you all their problems, and you just knew that they wanted you to have a solution or take on all their troubles and so much more. It can involve a narcissistic parent. It can involve an inappropriate relationship between the parent and the child. It can involve emotional incest, and it can involve parental alienation. So as we get older, we know that the relationship is unhealthy, and we seek to have a healthy relationship, and our parents become, we're in a situation where our parents are alienated because they want us to continue doing life the way they believe it should be done, rather than being individuated, being separated from them. So as children, we're not encouraged to be our own person. It's like a set of implied rules where we know that if we don't follow through with the traditions and the family rules, and it's all those unspoken dynamics that we know that if we don't follow through with them, then we're not considered to be part of the family. We're the black sheep of the family. Okay. And also, if as adults we try to set boundaries, then they make out that we're the ones with the problem. Because we're not playing the family game of the family rules and abiding by them according to what everybody else in the family is stuck with. You'll find that parents overshare what's happening for them, overshare their problems, and they also, there's this subtle expectation that you will be there to meet their needs. And they don't want to know about your life, but they certainly want to tell you about their life. So there's no two-way street about it. It's simply all about them. And I want you to think about if there's family expectations or family traditions that you're expected to conform to. Like, you can't actually say, no, I'm sorry, I can't make it to that family event, or I want to do things differently. And look, one of the simplest examples of this is a husband, once asked his wife, why do you take the legs off the chicken? And when you go to roast it, we've got a big enough pan. And she said, I don't know. And so they went back, said to her mother, why do you do this? I don't know. That's just how my mum did. And on it went back. And it turns out the grandmother or the great-grandmother didn't have a pan big enough for the chicken, so she used to take the legs off. And this is what behaviours in families can be like. It's just that, that's how it's always been done. But there's always one person in the family who says, we don't have to keep doing things the same way. We don't have to keep having the same emotional responses. And also you see this in families, especially where they're raised that, they have to be a doctor, they have to be a dentist, they have to be, a top businessman, if that's what has been in the family. And if you don't follow through, then, you get disinherited and things like that. I mean, we've all seen movies like that, that's for sure. Okay, what else happens? Self-expression is stifled. So if you ever try to be who you are and step out of the family mould, then it's frowned upon. And you can often find too that when you do this sort of thing, the family are at a loss as one to understand, why would you do that? That's just not how we do things. But also, they don't know how to communicate with you because you're daring to do something different outside of the family. You'll find that you can't have your own beliefs, your own opinions, you can't have your own ideas, they differ from your parents. And we could create a whole chat show around each one of those because that's just how it's been done in the family before this. Why do you want to rock the boat? You'll upset grandma if you dare to have a different opinion, let alone vote a different way or have a different job or raise your kids differently. Oh my goodness, how many people are raising their kids differently to their family and their family are like, yeah, you're the one with the problem. Why would you want to change things, And it can often cause disruption in the family, and that's okay if you're raising your kids differently because your family was emotionally null and void. You go for it. Often guilt and shame are used to maintain the status quo. So, they have ways of using subtle measures. Well, if you don't do this, then, we're not going to provide this, this and this for you. Sorry about that. I don't know why I disconnected. So then we need to be prepared as adults to communicate through our children growing into adulthood and honour and respect how they see their life going, what they want to choose to do for their employment, what they want to choose to study or not. Do they want to travel? I mean, that's a big thing these days as well. Kids go off for a year and travel. When they have kids, how do they want to raise their kids? And I can tell you all three of mine will raise their kids differently again. And that's one of the things that I've said to my children. Look, I broke the mould in my family. By all means, when you raise your kids, break the mould again and do it even more effectively than I've had the opportunity to do as well. And that's very liberating. So rather than being enmeshed and expecting our adult children to do things our way, we actually take a step back and we are willing to say, okay, let's explore what you want to do. If you need me, I'm here, but go off and work out, what you feel passionate about, what you're going to enjoy for the rest of doing as a job for the rest of your life. Or it might not be for the rest of your life. It depends on your nature. And so far, 2 out of 3 of my kids at a young age have found what they absolutely love doing as careers. And it's totally different to what I do. And I'm amazed, but I love it. I love how raising them to be who they are, they've actually been able to find their way into jobs that suit them as individuals. And there's no way on God's green earth I could do what my daughter does. She cares for people in their elder years when they're in a home, like dementia patients and that, and cares for them. And she has the most beautiful heart and soul to do that. But I know that I literally wouldn't be able to do that job. So we can do this, and we can be the catalyst for change for our family and for the generations ahead. Okay, I hope that little bit of information about enmeshment helps you. I hope it helps you sit down and decide where you want to break free from family traditions that don't serve the generations that come after us as well. So they're not creating a healthy space for yourself. They're not creating a healthy space for your kids and the generations that come after them as well. Have the most gorgeous day. Feel free to hit me up if you need any information. Hashtag replay if you're here for the replay, and remember to hit like or subscribe so that you can follow the YouTube channel or the business page. Okay, thanks for joining in, and bye for now.